blessed risings, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show, and today we will be discussing Caitlyn Jenner escalates feud with Dylan Mulvaney, not good for LGBT movement. We will be discussing this and more after these brief messages on today's episode of PCP Gone Wild. Welcome back. This is the Keep It P podcast, where we take news, situations, and everyday occurrences, and we show how one could or cannot be keeping it P. And today I am your host, TZ Von Savage, in the place to be Sucker MCs. Self-hug, self-love, that is a beatbox and a b-boy stance. You may have thought that was corny, but what's even more corny is some of y'all hating on my intro. And I'm going to leave it at that. This is a New York Post. Got to already look at it kind of with the side eye by John Levine. What is this? The Battle of the Trans Titans? The Transformers? What do we have here? Who cares? You got two men pretending to be women fighting. And I'm supposed to care? So this is what you're comparing to civil rights. This is civil rights to you, two men pretending to be women fighting. That's civil rights. Sound like civil war to me. Caitlyn Jenner escalates her war of words with Dylan Mulvaney, ripping the trans influencer as fringe and not good for the LGBT movement. What does fringe mean? You just faking it, P? Is you saying fam's faking being a woman and you not? Just here for the moment? Only reason I do these old funky articles is simply to point out the differences of being black versus choosing who one has sexual relations with. One you're really for sure, no doubt, 100% born with. The other one, there's maybe, kinda, could have, sometimes. I don't know. You get to choose. You can say all you want. You're born with this. You're born with nah. Some of y'all say no. Some of y'all say yeah. Caitlyn Jenner was born with it, and then all of a sudden, 70 years later, was like, I know I was born with this, but haha, here I go. You're saying that wasn't a choice to go from Brucito to Catalino? Goes on to say, I've never spoken to her, nor will I. Jenner 73, dismissing any possibility of a sit down between the two trans titans. What I say? But what's that? What was that cartoon? Teenage Titans or something? What's this? The Trans Titans. On the next episode of the Trans Titans, I try to be for the LGBT community. What happened to the QRS and the plus? What happened to all of that? Well, y'all just make it up as you go along, huh? The adult in the room, she is not. She is bouncing around all over the place. I have nothing in common with her. Ain't that what I said? Sometimes you come in going, they just summed it up. What I said, bouncing around. So you be bouncing around all over the place. Sometimes you're gay. Sometimes you're gay for the stay. Sometimes you want to move away. Sometimes can I eat a Snickers and just get away? I mean, whatever way the wind blows you. The fringe is the worst thing that can happen to the trans community, and the media only wants to report on that because of the sensationalization of it. And honestly, that's got to stop, Jenner said. Mulvaney, 26, a biological male. I didn't say, and Jenner's not a biological male. These are two men who are pretending to be women fighting. A biological male has raised ire among conservatives after being signed as a rep for various brands advertising on Instagram. Endorsement deals for Bud Light and Nike drew particular condemnation, with Jenner herself joining the pile on. As someone that grew up in awe of what Nike co-founder Phil Knight did, it is a shame to see such an iconic American company go so woke, she tweeted. Woke? What is you to go so black? I don't know. That's not. I don't understand. What is woke? Wouldn't people have to be woke for you to be accepted? Wouldn't woke be accepting you that's a man as a woman? Ain't that what you talking about is woke? Cause you can't. You're not talking about black here. That's usually what you're talking about when they say woke is black. So you talking to the tranny. You talking to the tranny and saying because Nike signed, which Phil Nike is allegedly a racist, allegedly racist. He's a racist, allegedly. Iconic American company go so woke. So you can go a little bit woke, but don't go all the way woke. Woke, woke, woke. I don't even know what you're saying. Word Sally. The beef has been simmering for months and began long before Mulvaney's string of brand name endorsement deals. There's only enough for one of us. There can only be one trans titan. Jenner took issue with Mulvaney's campaign to normalize the bulge, a reference to women who have male genitalia. That's you want to normalize the bulge, Pete? Are y'all listening to this? We want to normalize the bulge. Women that got balls. That's not even a thing. Look, they had to put women in quotations because that's not a thing. You're not really a woman, so they had to put it in quotations. Women who have male genitalia. You didn't put male in quotation. Dylan, congrats, you're trans with a penis. Jenner snapped. Well, see, now I agree with that. It's just it's a sex move. It's about sexuality. So there shouldn't be no big old prize like you. That's why it can't be compared to being black. I've already spent too much on this old funky article, but you heard what I said. I'm gonna continue this a little bit and then I'm gone. I am glad the position I am today that I can be a voice for of reason about what is going on out there. What does that mean? What's going on out there? What's going on out there? Though she had been one of the most visible transgender since announcing her transition, Jenner has alienated many in her own community with her outspoken embrace of conservative politics. Right, because you don't have to run around screaming and hollering about who you humping and jumping in the sack with. She ran for the governor. We still talking about a man when I'm saying all these she's. It's really he. And like I said, I told you, fam was butthurt about not being the only trans titan of the Transformers top Transformers. You know what? I ain't gonna hold you. I'm done with this. Yeah, rocking. I think the right sometimes doesn't believe in gender dysphoria, that it is real. I have lived it, Jenner said, adding that she was against blanket bans on gender affirming care for minors. Every journey is different. My journey was very different. I thought you was born like this. Then they be just hopping and bouncing all over the place. I am not in a position where I can say to some parents struggling with a child what they should do. This is between the parents, the doctor, and the child. Keep government out of this issue. What? Huh? No, man. No little kid should go be getting a penile chopped off. Period. You're not old enough to know what you want. Period. You don't even know about the birds and the bees. You ain't even know there was birds and bees. You just finding out that they are birds and there may be some bees. What did we learn here today, boys and girls? I did point it out numerous times. I only did this article to point out the many ways how LGBTQRSTUV Alphabet Gang has nothing to do with civil rights. Civil war, maybe, but civil rights in regards to anti black racism, nothing at all. Nothing. Nothing. But I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, scold you, and fold you about being off code. I'm gonna leave you with 4 words, as we always do around this time, which are love, peace, blessings. Be a blessing. Don't be afraid to accept a blessing and be a giver of said blessings. And aloha. Gotta go high out the doha for show high. You already know high. Big brother, light bright, supreme, almighty, signing off.